he is an ex-Syngene Biocon. He has worked there, and ex-Dr. Reddy's. I would say comes with a lot of experience, and he's to the point kind of a person. Wonderful working with him while we were implementing Salesforce. Sir, I have few questions to ask you, your experiences. Why did you move from legacy software to Salesforce?
So coming back to the question, I think all of you would also relate. Excel, which is the most convenient platform, which has done its job when the companies were at a size where it is manageable, and also the platform what it was used to do to a certain level of extent. I think we are no exception. We are also at the same stage where we were, and there was a time where we were supposed to look at, okay, is this the platform what we are going to continue when we scale up further? That was the primary question what we were trying to look for an answer. The second one was also that once you are onto the Excels or any other legacy softwares what you have, there is no single place where anyone of the management team wants to know what is happening on the BD, sales, what exactly, where are we standing. I think that was the primary driving factor for us, that okay, management at various levels, starting from let's say sales head onwards to the CEO, if they wanted to look at, okay, where are we standing as of now on a certain deal, which they might have been dealt with their personal connections or the contacts what they have. That's the place where we wanted to have one place, one dashboard or one platform where without any intervention from the actual team, right? They should be able to retrieve the data. Okay, fine, there was some interaction happened, or he or she might have to intervene at certain point of time. I think that was the primary driving factor for us to look towards a platform like Salesforce.
Thank you so much, sir. I think some of them can relate to this, because while I was actually talking to some of the people, this is one of the important questions. Moving on to the next one. What was the biggest measurable improvement after moving legacy software?
The objective on which we started anyway, to have a single dashboard from lead to till the time it gets commercialized. I think that's the process what we attempted as first. And as of now, when I speak to my peers in the management, so whether it's a business development head or a finance head or whomsoever it is, they are able to tell me that, okay, fine, now we know at least that, okay, I'm dealing with X number of opportunities, right? And they are at various stages. And I think they did cover about the probability of the conversion of that lead, which definitely helps from a finance angle if you look at forecasting, right? What can come, what can get converted, and the subsequent actions, what they would like to plan. I think that has been our objective to start the journey with Salesforce. And as of now, I can say whatever I have heard from a couple of my peers in the company, they are able to achieve that. They're able to see that.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. So we talked about Salesforce. We talked about the current system, the engagement, and all of that, right? I think most of the pharma has SAP or Oracle integration. Likewise, Matrix Pharma also had SAP. What is the SAP? Why is the SAP integration important, and why did you do it in phases?
Okay. So I think this is also one more typical question, right? All of us, I think IIC, most of us, some of our friends, my friends who were in the pharma, majority of us are in SAP, and that's one animal on its own, right? So it touches almost every business operation. There is no business operation which SAP doesn't touch as such as of now, if you see. In our journey, started when Matrix Pharma, maybe a step backward, is Matrix Pharma started birth around 2 years back as such. It is an offshoot from Viatris, the entire API business. When it was sold, the Matrix Pharma bought, and that's how Matrix Pharma started. Right? Though it has got a previous history of 25, so we do have a previous history, but the actual journey started 2 years back. So that was the time when we had to establish all our systems in a rapid phase during the transition services, what was happening. This was almost like 6 to 8 months kind of time frame what we had, and we were supposed to establish all the IT systems on our own so that we'll be able to come out from whatever TSA we had with Viatris. Given that context, SAP being the topmost application which obviously touches all of that. Next biggest was obviously Salesforce and the QMS as well. So these are the three big applications what we had. And the time when we started the Salesforce journey, we have just gone live with S4 or about to gone live with SAP S4. So what we thought was there would be a phase where it requires certain stabilization, right? Any ERP or any IT applications to that matter has to go through a stabilization period. So while definitely SAP integration is something which has to be done, there's no second question on that, because Salesforce handles the front end part of it, SAP handles your back end part of it from an IT terminology. So definitely there is no second thought on SAP integration. The internal deliberation was about timing, right? So do you want to do it at the day one, or do you want to do it at a phased manner, right? So when that question came in, so majority of us internally, my colleagues are also here, what we felt was we wanted to first get the glimpse of what exactly is happening on the business development team. So let's get that first, and then we will start feeding them. So primarily the SAP integration was more towards 360 view. I think we were talking about customer 360 view and any of those sample requests which might trigger from here back to SAP or whatever. So those things is the one what we wanted to take it up as phase 2. First you start with first phase and give what the sales team wanted to have, right? At any point of time, at a click of a button, they are able to see at what stage they are in. Now we will start feeding them, okay, this is what is your customer 360, this is where is your sample and all. I think that was the primary, its phasing was more about the journey what we are in with respect to other applications. Maybe in a different companies, it might be in a different stages. If SAP is already stabilized, it is running perfectly, maybe it makes sense to look at both together. But it comes with the risk of taking, let's say the integration had got its own challenges, right? It will impact your core Salesforce. Then there will be questions raised around, is Salesforce the right platform? Does it work the way what we wanted? So it's about each company might have its own, the parameters on which it needs to be evaluated. But in general, based on my experience, what I feel is taking the phased approach is much more better than a big bang off with respect to these cross systems integrations.
I agree to what you're saying, sir, because we also propose that it should stabilize and then you have to integrate so that the transformation happens faster. Adaptability is also one of the important part in any organization, because earlier it was only Excel, you just type in and everything is real time. People adoption will be much higher. Now, my next question is, what is the vision and your roadmap?
Yeah, see, we wanted to have Salesforce. When we initially evaluated or looked at a CRM Salesforce kind of platform, we do not wanted to have that as only system of record. Right now it is, if you ask me what is Salesforce doing for Matrix Pharma, it is a system of record where it is maintaining each lead is at what stage, right? So this is what is the current stage where we are in. We obviously wanted to go towards where Salesforce can become a system of intelligence, if you want to call it. Feed the sales team on what is that they are supposed to handle and integrate that with the external data, what is available in the market, and then start comparing these two and then say this is where we are, maybe the demo what was shown on Agent Force, taking the lead and converting all of that. So definitely analytics is the way to move forward. We want this platform to hold all the analytics, whatever is related to sales. Anyone wants to have any data related to sales, they should be going into this platform and finding out. This is the future vision. When is the question, if you are asking? Maybe that's the question my manager will ask me.
That's a roadmap for sure.
Roadmap in the next 1-2 years is what I guess. It's not a simple job to get it done immediately.
What made your Salesforce implementation successful?
Okay, so we did, with the help of obviously the Megnity team, we did the first phase implementation in 6 weeks, right? So in fact we
fastest, I would say.
In fact we had majority of our implementations. There were 2 binding factors. One was with the merger, what I was talking about. SAP was done in 6 months and this was 6 weeks, right? So the major contributor to the success is what I feel is the executive presence or executive push, the management push, I mean to say, right? And the change management, we all know, right? It has got its own challenges. Each of us, I'm sure all of you will correlate. Every one of our company department would say, my process is the unique in, you go wherever it is, right? I hear this, I've now worked on around 4 or 5 companies. Every company I talk to, anyone, they say, this is the unique process you will not find anywhere, right? But the process is the same. So when that comes in and when that visibility is there at the management level, saying that okay, fine, these are the platforms which are already established, proven, and it is handling or catering to X number of customers in the world, right? So why not for us? So the major factor comes from there, where somebody is pushing, let's say the management team or the MC, whatever you want to call that as. So that team pushes, saying that okay, you have no choice rather than doing this way. This is the only way it would work, and that is the only way it will work, and it has worked for us, right? And that's what I feel is the major success factor.
Yeah, I would also want to add is the discipline that they have maintained while we were talking and implementing, right? The hierarchy from top to bottom, they have maintained in such a way that only then we could actually achieve, because there were times that we had meetings every day and people were available to make sure this execution is happening on time, making sure everything is executed parallelly with discipline, right? That made it more successful. It is not just us. I think it's a combined effort of everybody, especially on the life sciences cloud. Last but not the least, how was your experience with Megnity as a company?
I think, not to ease it out or whatever, but definitely working with Megnity. So why did we choose Megnity? I think it starts from that question onwards. So the first and foremost what we looked at is I think he did cover, I was about to cover those points, the flexibility, because like I was saying, when I'm touching the core function of a company, which is the sales, right? So they have all the say, right? They have all the the point to make, saying if this doesn't work, I'm not going to sell, right? Or my sale did impact because you did something wrong here, right? So that's where sales will stand. So our focus was, we wanted a partner who can work along with the team, understand what they wanted, because we already had a certain flow, because everyone will have their own workflow, what is needed. So that flow, what is the best way to fit into the platform with the minimal changes. Now that's given that there is a trade-off between what customization you want to do versus what standard you want to maintain from an IT perspective, right? So you don't want to make Salesforce to look like Matrix force or whatever it is, right? So customize it in such a way that it cannot be used. So that balance is what is required, and we wanted to have someone comes with the background of working with multiple customers and handled this kind of situation where you have to do in the shortest possible time. And time was our primary factor. We wanted to give a quick result, show them the benefit of having why we should have Salesforce to that matter. And then take up now, since they are already onboarded now we wanted to expand it to the further areas within our company. Now we just gone live with the lead to sales process, which is I think now 2-3 months old, right? Yeah. So now we wanted to move towards services, and then further on to the whatever Salesforce can offer, we wanted to implement more and more. So that's what is Megnity.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. I think we had a wonderful time working with Mr. Lakshmi and Narendra also in his team.
Both of them are, sorry, I forgot to introduce. Narendra is our project manager for this project, and Lakshmi Narayana is our technical head from an IT for all applications. So these are the two key members in the implementation.
I'm the only person I think I worked them most of the time. But having said that, my team handled it pretty well with them, and I think it's a combination of effort that we have done. We are just talking about one customer. We have implemented like this to many globally as well. With the experience, we also showcase the I would say the best practices in the industry. We are experienced in that, so that's wherein we have achieved this implementation, and it was successful. Thank you so much, Krishna Sai garu.
Thank you.
For coming here and giving us time. Pleasure, always.